Hi friends! I'm so excited to have you back here today. I'm River. If you don't know me, I'm an artist from France. I have a small business and a YouTube channel, and today we're making a lino print together. We're doing a cowboyish themed lesbian lino print, so come along, have fun, grab a drink, and enjoy! So I'm gonna talk a little bit while I start setup for carving, basically, doing the lino print. First of all, the first thing that I want to say is every time I start recording a video, I get so happy and excited that the way I want to greet you is almost aggressive. I'm like, my heart is bursting. Every time I try to record the intro, I want to be like, hi, and scream, just with with love, basically, because I'm so excited to be here. Anyway, that's not the point. I tried to make this video. I think it works. I think this video is pretty cozy and chill. It has some music. I really tried my best to make it kind of special and more worked through, I guess. So yeah, grab a good little drink, coffee or whatever, and maybe draw something or just relax while we talk for a bit. So this video is a little process video of a lino print that I made recently. It's, as I said, it's like a cowboyish, lesbianish lino print. I consider I've done a bunch of lino prints in the past, but I do very much still consider myself a beginner because it's not something that I see as my main art form. It's something kind of different than the other things that I enjoy doing, and that's good for a bunch of reasons. But it's been about 2 years since I've made my first lino print. I've probably made about 15 of them ish, maybe 10 or 15. I think they're really fun, and I really like this one that I made that says "Save a cowboy, ride a dyke." I think it's a fun little twist on the famous "Save a horse, ride a cowboy" thing. Yeah, I think it's really fun. This thing, this idea, phrase, whatever, sentence kind of popped in my head on accident, because I think it was a reel, probably. I saw a video of it was a video, and the first thing I saw in the video was a lesbian in a t-shirt. She was just wearing a t-shirt and some jeans, and since my brain registered that it was a lesbian, and then registered what was written on the shirt, which was, she had a shirt that said "Save a horse, ride a cowboy," right? But because my brain understood that she was a lesbian before actually reading the shirt, it kind of did it both at the same time, and so my brain read "Save a cowboy, ride a lesbian," instead of what was actually on there. So yeah, it kind of popped in my head on accident, and it was a funny moment where it was oh my god, I need to make that is so funny. And I do really like it. I think it's funny. And once I had the text, the sentence, which was immediately because it was the starting point of this, but once I had the text, I decided to, because I like my lino prints to have different shapes, to be different shapes, and obviously there's only so many shapes that you can do. I already have a lot of them, and I have a lot of different shapes, but I'm talking I have a rectangle, I have a heart, I have a circle, you know, shaped thing, and I try to make them different. And this one I thought, because I was researching like cowboy aesthetic, you know, so that I could make it fit the sentence. And I saw a lot of belt buckles, and I decided to take that as an inspiration. And belt buckles, they're usually either like ovals, like the one that I did here, or they're kind of like rectangle-ish, but I decided to go with an oval. And then once I had that, I really had to think about the typeface, because since basically the entirety of the Lino print is text, almost all of it is text, the typeface that I choose is really the typeface that you choose is really important if your thing is text. I think I took a wait, I have to find it. It's very popular on Pinterest. It says half cowboy, half tragedy, I think, on it, if I'm not mistaken. And I think I used that typeface, which is kind of like a typeface that I found on a bunch of different posters that were like cowboy posters. I don't know. I used that for the most important words, which were cowboy and dyke. And then for the other ones, I just used like a more simple typeface, because they're kind of like not filler words, but less important. So it was another typeface that I found on belt buckles. So yeah, belt buckles, cowboy poster, typography, and oh yeah, and then the two little like cowboys riding a horse, the little silhouettes. They're also from when I was researching belt buckles. I found like a lot of Old West like belt buckles have different silhouettes, like a cowboy hat or a horse or stuff like that. So I thought it was really, really cool, and I wanted to incorporate that. So as I said, lino printing, I don't consider it like one of my main art forms, just because I don't really do it that often, and yeah, I do it like once in a while. And I still consider myself a beginner, but it's such a... I really, really loved it from the first time I did it. And if you haven't tried it, I really heavily like advise you to try it, because it's... I find it really rewarding. It's the fact that it's three-dimensional, so you have to move your hands a lot and use your hands and use like strength in order to make it. It's a different way to approach a drawing, an illustration, or anything that you want to create, because instead of adding brush strokes, you're removing them, right? Like you're taking away from the material, and that's what creates your image, which I think is a great way to get your brain to kind of think differently, or get your hands to think differently about what they're doing, to move differently. And to me, I think that's what makes it a bit like that's what makes it really fun, is because it is a different way to go about things. So I'm not trying to be really, really good at it. Like I'm not trying to be perfect at it. I enjoy being very tedious, so I am, but I'm not trying to be perfect, and that makes me really enjoy the process a lot. Like I'm really focused on how my hand feels on the linoleum, and how it's working around the linoleum. Like that's what I enjoy. So yeah, it's really fun, and if you have the materials at home to try it, definitely do. It can get like pretty pricey, honestly, and that's probably why I don't do it a lot. It's because linoleum in and of itself costs a lot. Now, as I said, I still consider myself a beginner. I'm not trying to be perfect, but there were things that I was trying to achieve here to make the piece actually like readable, that I had to be kind of tricky about. Like they were tricky, and I'm talking specifically about the horses, the horse silhouette. They were they don't look that small, but they're really small. Like for me, they're really small. When you see like the carving tool that I have, you have different sizes of tips. You have different tips, and and my smaller one, it wasn't that small. And anyway, it was like, I spent a lot of time on these fucking horses, okay? It looked, when I was drawing it, it looked really difficult to carve. Like I knew this wasn't gonna be easy, but what's the big deal? What if they look bad? Who cares? Who cares? This is not my main thing, so who cares? I'm here to learn and to have fun. So yeah, I was like, let's just do it and see how it turns out, and I'm really happy with the results. So yeah, at this stage, you can see it's all carved out, and I was just really excited to print it for the first time and see how it actually looked, because that's the reveal, that's the moment of truth. So yeah. Okay, so hold on, where do I put this? This is ready. It's done. Is it? Okay, it's supposed to be like this. So now it's time to ink it up and see the results. This is exciting. This is like one of the best part of it, because you're gonna hear me go like, oh my god, this is so cool, because I think it's so cool. I love it so much. Wow. I'm so excited. Okay. Also, I think now is a good time to very quickly mention the materials that I use. I might not be an example because I kind of like make do with what I have and what I found, but here's what I use. With linoleum, you have, which is the beige thing that I'm carving into, you have different kinds of linoleum, and you also have different levels of like softness. I use the medium one because it's easy to carve into, but the more detail you want to have, the harder the linoleum you want to get. For the inks, I'm not using the things that you're supposed to be using. I'm using what works for me because I didn't want to spend too much money on it. The black ink that you're seeing me use right now is Speedball screen printing ink. I think there is an ink made for lino printing by Speedball, but I use the screen printing one because I wanted to print on fabric. Here I'm using it on paper because it also works, but usually it's made for fabric. Oh my god! Yeah, this fucking slaps. And then the inks that you're gonna see me use later when I print on fabric, which, stick around, you're gonna see that later. It's not lino printing ink either. As I'm printing on fabric, I use fabric medium and acrylic paint. So fabric medium basically just makes your acrylic paint into fabric paint. I just mix those together to make my ink. So I was really happy with the results, as you can probably see. I think it's like a really precious moment of the process. Like the first time you get to actually look at it, it's so precious. And now that I know how it looks, I took a little break and came back another day to make different prints now, like different versions with different colors and different backgrounds, different fabrics. So that's what you're gonna see now. So this is another thing that I find really fun with lino prints, is that once you have your lino block, once you've carved it, you can like print it again and again and again and again, but that doesn't stop you from changing the colors every time, for example, or like changing the the paper that you're printing it on, or what you're printing it on. Like you can just use it anywhere for anything in any color and like change it up all the time. So that's really fun. So what I'm doing here, I'm just gonna like kind of explore and experiment different colors of ink on different backgrounds, like painted backgrounds. This is just watercolor paper, I think, with gouache backgrounds that I painted this summer. These are so pretty to like keep on your fridge. Or I have a friend that has one of my prints on his fridge, and it's so freaking cute. It's adorable. It's so cute, and yeah, it's really pretty too. I mean, not to brag and everything, but I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, you can like have it in your room, you can put it in a frame, or you can give it to a friend. I have a bit less footage of that, but I do print it on fabric a bit later here. And I think that's my favorite way probably to use the lino prints, because when you're printing on fabric, you make patches out of it basically. I have like I should show you, maybe I will film a bit of that, but I have what I call like my work attire. It's like I have like blue overalls and they're like plastered with patches. I just think they look so good on clothes. So what you're seeing me make right now is more patches, but these are gonna go on my shop. I mean, they are on my shop right now, so you can go and get yourself some. The one that I think looks really cool is I have a yellow fabric checkered with red stripes, right? And on top of that, I'm printing with a really deep blue ink, and I think it looks so cool. I don't know, it's like almost a plaid shirt vibes, you know, like a flannel. Well, that's not really cowboyish, but it's like modern cowboyish. Anyway, I don't know, but I think it was cool. And then I have a black and white version, which is white on black ink. I actually forgot to print like the kind of like standard black ink on white fabric ones yet, but that will be on the shop like by next week for sure. Thank you so much for watching this video again. I really had a lot of fun editing this. It took me so long, but it was really fun. Thank you for everyone who's watching this and kind of like supporting me. I love you so much. I'm getting emotional again. I forgot to say this at the beginning, so listen to me now. Subscribe to my channel, please. It's free. Tell me in the comments just your favorite color. Mine is red, obviously. I'll see you again in another video very soon. The next video is gonna be so fun. I love you. Bye. Bye.